You know what it is. You already know. It's JoJo's. JoJo's Part 5, Episode 2 is here. Alrighty, I'm TeeHee, and you guys aren't even ready. Because I'm not even ready. I'm not even close to ready. And you know why. Because JoJo's Part 5, Episode 2 is out. It's out! Ah! So, last time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Vento Aureo, Episode 1, we got the setup for everything. We are in beautiful Naples, Italy. It is beautiful. David Productions is killing it, absolutely killing it in every possible way. The art style is incredible. The settings are awesome. The visuals are nuts, and they're doing stuff. They're doing stuff with traditional animation and hybrid animation that's just absolutely out of this world. It's so beautiful and so good. As far as plot goes, we've got some interesting things going on. So we have Giorno Giovanna, our Gio for the series. And he also happens to be the son of some other very important character. So he is a Gio and a Dio, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Um, oh, something that I noticed while I was doing stuff, looking up some art for stuff like this, and we'll talk about this in just a moment because I got it mostly finished up. So we'll talk about it in just a moment. But I was looking up for some art for him and for Gold Experience. I noticed something interesting. Gold Experience has these like strappy things. If you go and look up a picture, we'll probably see it in this episode. He's got these like strappy things on his waist that are very particular, and they happen to be part of another character's character design. They're a Dio thing. Like Dio had those strappy things, and Gold Experience has those strappy things. What? So I don't know what that means, but it's interesting. Certainly interesting. So I said we would talk about this, and we will. I have added a new paper pal to the collection. There are more on the way, but I managed to finish this one up in time before I saw that the episode was released. And here, you can't quite see him in the light, but there he is. And I'll be touching him up and adding a bit to this. But yeah, there is our Geo. I'm gonna stop saying that. It's too weird to say. Uh, there he be, and he will have some friends coming, I'm sure. And once we get to know our main cast, I'm sure that they're all going to deserve their own paper pals. If you didn't know, I call all of these things that I make paper pals, and I make them. Mostly because I really enjoy it and it gives me a way to express myself and do some creative stuff, but also because they're my replacements for figurines, which I can't afford. And wouldn't anyway. They're just not interesting to me. These are more interesting to me and more fun because, something that you create. It's lets me pour some love into the series that I love. So, what else? We got our Geo. Koichi is in Naples, and he's looking for Giorno, which is pretty cool. But didn't know that he had black hair, that he has blonde hair now. Finds that out from Jotaro. His hair changed color, and it has to do with his father being Dio. One of you in the comments posted, Dio is the catalyst for everything, and I'm just like, oh god, yes, of course he is. But, god, so crazy. So one thing that I'm curious about, now that I'm thinking down that path, down that Dio is everything path, Like, stands in the series have been either the result of being a Joestar or being like having something done to you, like being shot by one of the arrows, that gives you a stand. Other than that, I don't think anybody has developed stands like spontaneously. If I'm wrong, and there are examples of spontaneous, non Joestar related, non Arrow related, or other Dio thing related stands, let me know because I don't know. But I can't think of anyone who's been a stand user who hasn't been explicitly or implicitly, that hasn't been caused by Dio or the arrows. So that leaves the question, like, how did Bruno get a stand? And I assume there are more stand users in his organization or like around. So how did they get their stands? Is it nah, I can't even speculate. I have no idea. Um, so that's an interesting question that maybe we'll get some answers to. We left off last episode with Giorno in a tight spot. He was on the floor of a tram, and Bruno was unzipping his skull and face and stuff with his stand, which is zipper related and creepy. Um, and Giorno calls out Golden Experience, and that was the end. That was the fiend. We also killed Leaky Eye Luca. What else? Anything else? I can't think of anything else. We met Bruno. We haven't seen his stand yet, but we've seen what it can do. I still don't really understand Gold Experience's abilities because there's the explicitly stated reflection, and then there's this matter space-time manipulation thing that's going on. Like, all of the JoJo's have JoJo blood, Joestar blood, I should say, gives you time powers, basically. It gives you OP time powers. But he seems to be warping space when he's doing stuff like capturing Koichi's luggage, or then he's creating life. I don't know. It's confusing to me, but I've been told that there are even crazier stands, and I believe it. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm watching this on Munchie Bowl. um, yeah, I'm watching this on Munchie Bowl, so I'm not gonna be able to frame by frame on this copy, but I might be able to get my hands on a copy that I can play in VLC. Oh, actually, you know what I can do? As soon as I'm done with this recording, because I'm recording it along with recording myself. Like, I'm recording my screen, or the Crunchyroll window, just in case anything crazy should happen, like power should go out or anything. I'll have footage of where I'm at, and I can sync it up perfectly. But I'm recording that, so what I can do in the after is I can stop that recording and then pull that video up in VLC and then pass through it frame by frame if I want to, that's great. Okay, perfect, excellent. So I don't think there's anything else. That's where we left off. Shit's crazy. Oh. Need more tea. Delicious. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna shut up and watch this. And thank you for joining me. Let's do it. uh, I'll mention this in this video since a bunch of people who don't watch my other videos will watch this video. Um, I'm gonna put in a beep beep timer. That's what I'm calling it. It's a beep beep timer. It'll beep. So and this will be timer based reaction. There will be a thing with the subs as well, but I'm sure to get copyright problems if I try anything else. So this will be timer based. And at the start of it, what you'll get is boop, 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 beep. And on the beep, that's when I press play. And I'll sync it up to the exact frame that, in this case, Crunchyroll registers me pressing play, okay? Because I have that footage so I can see exactly when I press play. Also, as soon as the green light shows, that will be frame accurate for when I press play, okay? So when you see the green light and hear the higher pitched beep, hit the button if you're playing along. All right? Okay. Awesome sauce. Let's get into it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Vento Aureo, Episode 2, will commence in... There's an OP! Volume, 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 volume. Gotta turn this up. Oh, who are you? You got a gun? Oh, we went into the rifled barrel. Oh my god. Oh, chills, man. Hey, Bruno. Oh, man. Fighting Gold by Elefantica. Okay. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And these Thar petals are... They're part of the cover for part 5. Oh. Those turned into chains. And he's in gold, the ladybug. Oh my god. Buongiorno. Ah. How? Oh my god. Wow, we actually get to find out about her. Okay. Really? Was she a prostitute? Okay, she's maybe. Damn. Wow, he learned at that age not to... Oh, it's so beautiful. Not to cry. Oh shit, there's a stepfather? That probably didn't go well. Haruno? Total change. Well, yeah, of course he is. Wow, he's just like Dario. But they take different paths. That one with the bald and the little hair, I want to punt him. I want to kick him. Just want to punt him. Pah! Wow. So while Dio became grandiose, and like, oh, a certain incident, blood. Oh my god. Who is that? He's gonna save him. He's gonna save him. He's gonna tell them he went the other direction. Holy crap. Fuck yeah, Jordan. No. Damn. So instead of becoming a monster, he gains empathy. Suddenly taller? Is that him? Holy shit, he's been looking for him. You're the kid. Oh, chills again. Oh my god. I'll never forget what you did for me, and then he just walks away. Mafia. Mafia. Higher up. Yo. Oh! This stand won't work. Haha, stand. Ice cream, just like he got the kid in the... Always takes good care of me, so protection money. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Illusion shatter? Nope. No contact, bro. This world is not for you. You're too good for it. This guy runs a clean streets. That brings me back to episode 1, where our first intro to DiGiorno, I think, is him walking down the street and there are drug addicts all over. So that gives him a lead in to enter into the gang world. Wow. Growing up and then gold. Oh, that's oh, back. Back to Bruno. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Stand explained. Yeah, no idea. Ho ho. He Muda! He said Muda! Rumble, rumble. Rumble, rumble. Yeah. So what happens? Whoa, those particles and that light, that was amazing. Oh! Oh! Oh. He's superpowers people? What? So, what if he has gold experience hit himself? Wait, what? He's immaterial? Did he remove his soul from his body? Muda. Messes with their cognition. Nice. Whoa. That's so... Ooh. Stand name question mark. They're both ultra short range. Okay. Stop with the leaky eye Luca stuff. Who cares? He'll be able to do it too. Sticky fingers! They translated it as Zipperman, which sucks. Come on. Yo, Sticky Fingers, if you land a punch... Wait, no reflection? Whoa. Anything. Anything. It's gotta be universal. And, yep. Wow. But you can't follow him where he can go. This has got to lead to him. What? What? Did he just zip himself inside a person? No. Yeah. It's like Cars. Or not Cars, Santana. No way. It's the Fly? Or it's now the Fly? Oh, that was Gold Experience. Oh. Yeah. Wow. That's so clever. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Good luck. Ganbatte. But I don't want to kill you. Oh. Oh. Wow. That's so clever and dangerous. Something wrong. Oh! Wrecked. It's over. Hit him with a mura 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 mura. Oh. Barrage. Just wants to fix the kid. Hmm. 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 Wow. This has to lead to Giorno joining. And he agrees. Uh-huh. Wow. But he didn't attack Luca. Oh my god, that overlay! Oh! Just ignoring him. Excellent. ED! Freaking you. It's a feature! Oh my god! That was an episode! So many answers. Okay, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do and stop this recording. And then I'll find the file. Where are you at, file? Wait, I've got enough disk space to be doing this, right? Okay. getting close, but yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Let's switch this to VLC. Grab this guy. About freaking you. All right. And scroll up on through. I'm gonna have to mute it, especially because we're gonna go through the OP, and I'm gonna look for symbolism and hints and everything. Alrighty, here we go. We found it. So if I actually play this, there's no way that I don't get claimed. So I'll be scrolling on through it, and we've got these statues. Okay. Lots of chains. There were so many chains. So that's the, if I'm not mistaken, that's the arrowhead of the arrow that does the thing. And then we switch to a spade inside of the ladybug, which is pretty cool. J-O. Nice title. More nice title. Oh my god. The animation in this OP is just, it's jaw-dropping is what it is. Blood dripping. Skip a little bit. Okay. JoJo. And he's like inverted, so that's like bright blue. It almost looks like it's embossed instead of engraved, or like inset, because that's his cloak over him, or his shirt over him, but it looks very different. And we get the multiple layers, which is a classic JoJo effect since I think Stardust Crusaders, maybe before. Right, we get these Sakura petals, the blossoms, and that is, yeah, actually I've got it right here. View image. Let me switch this to display capture. Yeah, so you can see that right there. This is the cover art for this part. So, yeah. That's pretty cool. And then turn that display capture back off. Okay. Cool. So those petals are taken straight from that art. It's just, oh, so gorgeous. We get lots of running, and it's this guy, and I've seen him in some of the art. I don't know who he is. He's got like these he's got like tiger stripes as part of his motif. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna go back slightly. Oh yeah, there was this crazy shot with where we go down the barrel of the revolver. And so we've got that rifled barrel, and as we move into it, I think the entire screen becomes, entire screen becomes rifled, and then we jump cut straight into it. Oh, and then we follow it through, and it just becomes the backing. Whoa, they blended it with the chains from earlier. Let me see that again. Yeah, so down the barrel, and then it starts to blend where the yellow stripes are. Just frame by frame by frame. I don't want to miss it, because I want to see how they did this blend. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. There it is. Okay, see that? See how it's overlaid, and oh, that's so good. That's so clever. It keeps continuity in the shot. Then we get this woman. She's got what looked like plus and minus around her throat. So maybe she has some kind of polarity-esque power. Oh, she's got a division symbol there too, and some of those are multiplication symbols, so it's mathematical, maybe not polarity based. And the chains are forming a double helix. So bloodlines and DNA has always been a crucial part of JoJo's. I don't know what that was that just exploded. This guy with sand. Don't know who he is. And that becomes a chain. And who's the character on the other side? It's still him on the other side. Okay. This girl. Don't know who she is. Plenty of questions. Alright, skip ahead. Oh, I don't want to miss anything, so skip ahead a little bit. And then this is done as a mirror effect. I don't know who that is. Bruno, of course. And they transition him into the flat style. Oh, it's so good. Just outlines, you know? Alright, hey. Okay, there we go. Back to the rifle barrel. What was that frame that we got there? We got just like a few frames of something else. The descending fractal staircases behind him and on one side are all ordered, and then on the other side they're jumbled and almost cubist, and then it all becomes ordered. Okay, so it was golden experience. Wait, those no, they can't be. There's something else, and there are. Wait, it skips one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then another. Okay, it was just a perspective issue. 1, 2, 3. No, 5, 6, 7. There's no 4. Unlucky number Japanese. I think it's 5. Nope. 4. 4 is the unlucky number. So because it's she, and she closely resembles the word for death, she. So a lot of buildings in Japan don't have a 4th floor. They'll skip 4. So if he's got 6 of those little things, and that somehow his stand is like his bullets, it skips 4 because it's unlucky. Cool. Neato. We got this guy. So this guy seems antagonisty. I don't know why, but he seems antagonisty, and we see his stand here, and it's pretty crazy. It almost reminds me of Predator, but it reminds me more of something else. There's this CG short. It's like 10 minutes long on Vimeo with like an alien, and he's being interrogated. See if I can find it. Ah, Raha. R apostrophe ha. See if I can find a shot. Yeah, there we go. This guy is what it reminds me of. And he's getting interrogated by this crazy robot thing. This whole short, just shout outs to this. Oh, it's only 6.5 minutes long. Go and watch this if you haven't seen it. I doubt most of you have seen it. Go and watch this. It's called Raha. R apostrophe H-A. I'll see about putting a link if I remember. But it's all made, written, directed, animated by this one guy, and it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. But that's what this stand reminds me of. I think you can see the resemblance, the sort of hood thing coming out off of the neck. Interesting, interesting. Huh? So then we get flashes of a bunch of stands, chains, and there's that's a hand, the bloody hand, okay. And then the chains become life. They become vines, which are used as a transition, which is awesome. Gold experience in like glowing outline. Barrage of punches, yeah. Yep. And a Muda. I want to talk about that. Revolver Boy once more. So I thought those little thingies that were coming out of his revolver seemed to be the bullets that he's shooting, but he shoots a more ordinary bullet this time. He's got some weird stuff on the casing, for sure. And then there are the 6. Interesting. And the bullet spins. There's that guy again. His stand again. We get the name of the song, "Fighting Gold" by Elephantonica. It's awesome. This little plane. I don't know. Planes. It feels like it's a toy plane. I don't know why, but it seems like it's a toy plane. But it's shooting bullets. Planes have always been interesting for Joestars. You know, they like to crash planes. All right, we've got some pixelation stuff. Who is this guy? He's like, he looks like Giorno, but without the hair spirals. I don't know. No, he's definitely got a different stand. Assuming that's his stand. Bruno and the backgrounds are just so beautiful. Unzipping Mr. Sticky Fingers. Bunch of punches. Back to the pedals. Wow, just the depth of field that they managed to create with these pedals and the different sizes of them are incredible. Just incredible. God, David Productions. I love you. I love you. You're pretty cute too. Y'all are all pretty cute. Y'all are JoJo's characters. Alright, so, and then the vines turn into totally vines, and then I want to see that, because that was a hell of a transition into chains. Frame me, frame me, frame me, frame. And there's the arrow through it again, so gotta assume that the arrow is going to come into play. Yeah, it starts on the outside, and it's partial in some of the frames. So they really did the work on the transition, and then it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and then they jump into it, and then it breaks apart and fades into that effect. And then this zoom out on this awesome piece. It's an awesome piece of golden Giorno with like and the heart or the spade on the ladybug plus the line on the ladybug forms the arrow, which is interesting. Interesting. 2 other ladybugs on the sides. It's just so pretty. Okay, I believe that's it for the OP. Right, and then we start off here, and we've got this awesome graffiti backing. It actually reminds me, there's a piece of Hiroaka art that's very similar. That's Deku standing in front of a wall like this, and I believe it's the artist's name in the background, and then it's All Might's shadow behind him. It's really cool. But here it's Buongiorno, and some other names. There's some other stuff. I think it says hand on the one side. One. Most of it's not legible to me. Let me know if you guys catch anything interesting in here that's like that's catches your attention. Let me know because I'm done with it. I think I can't find anything. That looks like it says Tommy and Timothy. Some other stuff. So we got massive backstory, like some incredible backstory in this episode for Giorno, almost entirely. I mean, geez, how long did it last? I don't know. It must have been half of the episode. Yet we don't know how he was born. Still a mystery, and it may just remain a mystery. Not a model mother. She's pretty cute though. She's got this effect in her hair. It's like wavy purple. It almost looks like the space that's created by Sticky Fingers zippers. I don't know. I don't think it means anything, but it creates a really interesting shimmer effect on her hair, which is I think really effective. And just the way that the way that her hair is shaded is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. She's kind of a bitch. We get this like heartbreaking backstory. No point in crying. Like by all reason, he should have been fucked up. Right? This kid should have grown up to be a bastard. But he didn't. And the parallels between his upbringing and Dio's are super duper intentional because he goes a different way. And they attribute that to the gang member who he saves. But I don't know. I want to attribute it to the fact that he's as much Joestar as he is Dio. Like, Dio's head was attached to the body, but the nuts were Jonathan's. Right? I didn't get that wrong, right? Jonathan? Yeah, okay. Jonathan Joseph. Yeah, okay. The nuts were Jonathan's. And then we get this shot again, and it's less saturated this time. I believe that if you go back and look at the same shot from the previous episode, it's more saturated and more colorful. And this time it's less saturated. Maybe because it's memory? Maybe because we're in the world of memory? Still, this is still a one-to-one shot of Naples, and it is incredible. It's incredible. So the marriage, stepfather in the situation, and they actually, I really like that they address it directly, as you'd suspect when the mom wasn't around. This guy is a bastard. Because as soon as a stepfather comes into the situation, anytime we're like, this guy's probably gonna beat his kid. And they address it straight up, like, yep, you saw it coming. He's a bastard. And the way this scene is shot, the whole thing is all callback to season 1. Let me move over to the pictures. Yeah. Him counting money and stuff like that. Right, these kids are bastards. The art, the darkness around the eyes, and He started to believe that he was the lowest scum to walk the earth, and a matter of time that he would just become twisted like everyone else. And Dio and his path are parallel, and then they diverge because Dio never ever saw himself as scum. Never. He always saw himself as as more worthy. He looked around him and he saw everyone else as scum and saw himself as he was a pure narcissist, and narcissistic, egotistical horror. Oh, I haven't been recording. Darn. Narcissistic, egotistical bastard, you know? But instead, he sees himself as scum. He's brought low by his experiences in childhood. Giorno is brought low. Dio, he like spits in the face of the world. He's like, the world's gonna treat me like shit? Well, fuck you too. I'm gonna become God. Or Satan. Whatever, doesn't matter. Blood. And then this guy. And yeah, it's clear that if somebody walked by, I was wondering about that, and they addressed it a little bit later. If somebody walked by, they would totally see him. Because Giorno, little Giorno can see him from his height. So if a grown man walks by that way, no way. And so he saves the guy. These guys are all imposing. This guy actually looks a lot like Ricardo from Monster. I think it's Ricardo, the big old hitman with with the explicitly stated huge cock. Nope, he went that way, and then he walks by. Okay, so the grass is still short. Ah, and it's much, much taller now. Subconsciously using golden experience. And then he meets the guy again. And the only thing he ever says to him, I'll never forget what you did for me. Father stops hitting him because this man's got so much power. You gotta assume that Giorno's father is mafia related. Just because of the money counting and stuff like that. Why does he care so much about Giorno? Why? Well, he's got his reasons. The kids treating him like a king. My treat. And this again parallels what Giorno becomes. He becomes a gang star, or he's on his way at least. Don't sweat it. That guy always takes really good care of me. And it's not like, don't sweat it. I've been ordered to do this on threat of bad stuff. No. It's like, this is a respectful, that he protects them from the worst mafia, you know? He acts as the police in this town. And that's a real thing that happens. And it's something that's been used in film and television to great effect. The mafia that keeps the peace without playing by the rules. It's good. It's good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. Quietly watching over him. Yep. Treat him with respect as a human being. Yeah. So he learned how to trust from a gang member. And then we get this interaction where he sees him leaving after we hear a gunshot, so, and taking gloves off. So the implication is this guy has just executed somebody. It just happened. And he walks by. He acted cruelly, but he doesn't want him involved. This kid, he wants the best for this kid. That's so cool. That's so cool. Determined not to drag him in. And then, this is why he doesn't want him in this world. But your dad was scum, drug dealing scum, broke the rules, sold drugs to women and children. That's a no-go. He's dead now. And then this kid calls him scum as well. And it's like, become a monster to stop a monster. Become scum to prevent scum. Break the rules to prevent the greater, more important rules from being broken. Excellent. Nope. He was inspired by him. I mean, the guy is his god. They were what straightened out his heart. And I love this shot. Him growing up and turning as he goes. Super good. And then he wants to be a gangstar. Hell yeah. And then boom to Bruno. Let's have a fight. Let's go. This is what we've been waiting for. And we get some repeat. Does your head feel wobbly? And at this point, Bruno doesn't know whether that Jono can see his stand, so he's just taunting him basically. That was 3D. Yep, that is a CG tram. In previous episodes, it's been traditional. Also, I wanna talk about something that I talked about a lot in the last episode: the shot with the coin. If you saw the last episode that I reacted to, you know what I'm talking about. The shot with the coin where it zooms in and up. I went back and I rewatched it again and again and again a few times because I just couldn't believe it. And it's hybrid. It's actually hybrid. It's not traditional. It's hybrid. As far as I can tell, Bruno and all the effects done on Bruno are traditional. But they're in a 3D space, and we're seeing it right now. This tramcar space is 3D. This is CG. And what tipped me off was the movement of the poles behind them, the way they shift in perspective. It's just, you can just tell. You can just tell. It's a CG space. And so they were able to use a CG camera to get the zoom, and then the move, then the pan, and then the simultaneous zoom. Because there's just a near impossible to do with traditional animation. So they were able to do that, but then they still did the work on the actual Bruno, which is the part that's hardest. So, really interesting, and by far the best integrated 2D, 3D that I've ever seen. So it doesn't detract from it at all. I just wanted to point that out because I was going back through it and it just kept bugging me. And I went back through it again and again and again, and it's a CG space. So this tramcar space that we're in, and something that you can kind of tell is if you look at the way that the light is on these poles, it's not hand done. That's not drawn in. It's really, really, really well composited. Extraordinarily well. But it's not hand done. Yep. This whole space. And it makes sense that they would do this whole space up that way because it allows them to do this is 2D. You can actually see the difference. Look at that pole next to him, right? You see the way the light is in layers of light. When we see the 3D space again, we'll see that it's here. I'll go back to where I know that there was the 3D space. Here. See how it's not in layers? It's all very smoothed out. Very smoothed out. That's because it's a three-dimensional digital object that they can apply ray tracing and lighting effects to. There aren't clear gradations between the lines of light. Yeah, and you can also tell that this one is much flatter. It's not as shiny. It doesn't have as much depth to it. That's because it actually doesn't have as much depth to it. Okay, they fight. The fight is on, and he punches him. And we finally figure out what happens when Gold Experience meets a human. It freaks them the fuck out. Just blows their mind. For a minute, I thought it was a really bad thing, because he's like zipping around being superhuman, and that would be bad. That would be bad. So then I was thinking, like, what happens if he punches himself with it? And I still have that question. Ooh, I'm so glad that I paused on that frame, because that scene with the window and the light, oh, it's so good. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. But if he hits himself, do his senses go berserk? And if so, does that enable him to, like, if he can get used to it, does that enable him to have a moment of super thinking to, like, strategize? So while, you know, an enemy he's never met before is about to punch him, he just, like, boop. Alright, what can I do? Check out this stand, see what's going on, how can I get out of this situation, what can I use in my environment, what's the possibility, alright, back to normal, and fight. That would be cool. That would be a cool use of stand. Alright, so coming up, there's this aha, and I missed it. Wait, I did not miss it. Okay, we're right on, I think. So, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is 2D. And then we get this light coming in, and it reveals all of these particles in the air. See that? It adds a lot to the feel of the light beginning to pass into the window. So let's play it at normal speed. Whoosh. And it's sort of, it's one speed, and then we get this sort of parallax effect with the slow, the things that they do with momentum and stuff. So that's 2D. Yeah. Because you're not actually there. And then he's immaterial. Whoop. Whoopsies. Wait. Yep. Ugh. And then this slow-mo beatdown. His tooth knocked out, which is actually set up for later. Traditional as far as I can tell. Yep, your consciousness has gone berserk. You are flipping out, bro. 3D tram. And Muda. So, now's a good time to talk about that. He doesn't say ora. Or ore, or anything. He says Muda. Full Dio. Full Dio. Muda. Each punch. What? He's a true hybrid. True hybrid. It's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Yep, both short range stands. Ah, that line. Yep, totally serious. You came fully prepared. You're always prepared for the possibility. Imposing. We could get like menacing. Be perfectly in place for this shot. Sticky fingers. And a terrible translation. Zipper man? Like, come on, zipper fingers. Come on. Anything. Come on. Zipper man. I gotta admit, Zipper Man has a pretty cool design. Without eyes, and it sort of mimics Bruno's like bowl cut, but where Bruno's cut has its like sideburn like fall down thingies, it's got those like the gold zippers that sort of give it the same outline. Pretty cool. Here, see, you can see what I mean, right? He's got the straight across bowl cut, and then Sticky Fingers has this little triangle which mimics the way he is when he's all scrunched up, right? It creates a little triangle between his eyebrows and where his bridge of his nose is, and so Sticky Fingers that mimics that, but it covers all the way down to his nose, which also is triangular, so that works. And then the zippers mirror his little hair things. So it confuses me a little bit because he did fight him and his stand did punch Gold Experience a number of times. So I don't know why those weren't reflected. Maybe it just doesn't reflect back on stands. But usually things that affect stands affect the user equivalently most of the time. So I don't know. Yeah, running through the streets. And then we get this, and he just jumps. It's so good. Just becomes, like, floats backward and knocks into all of them. He's gone. And our attention is grabbed by that guy so that he can zip away off screen. Very interesting. So it's one of them. There are all those flies. So he turns a tooth. Also, this is a sort of a new JoJo's effect. These mostly transparent, but with a bit of saturation, a bit of color to them. Overlays. They're pretty cool. I don't know when those start getting used. I think I've seen them in Morio in part 4, but I don't think I've seen them before that. Get this fly made from a tooth. Punches it. So yeah, that looked like Bruno got hurt there. To some extent, I don't know. Blah blah blah. No choice. Must fight. Can't let you escape. That doesn't mean that I'm here to kill you. Oh, imposing, menacing. Yeah, come at me. We get a color shift. Awesome. Uses the other arm, which is quite cool. Really excellent. And then we get a bit more info, so he can zip any two objects together, which is pretty crazy. And it seems like those objects can function the way they're intended. He pulls almost a guts, you know? Just tear off the arm and uses it to punch him from afar. Yep, messes him up. He's really terrified now because... actually, I want volume for this. I do want audio for this because there was something that I really noticed about this. They managed to make Giorno's footsteps really... make you really feel those footsteps. Wait. Oh, I know what to do. Pop. No? Okay.
俺の精神だけが暴走している。やられる。ジョルノ・ジョバーナのスタンドの破壊力はそれほどではない。しかしこの場合はそれが逆にきつい。
Yeah, with the kaboom in the background. Click, kaboom. Oh.
あんなスローな痛みを一撃ではなく連続して食らったなら 俺はきっと痛みのショックで死んでしまう。
Alright, that's gonna be all that I can put in there with volume for sure. But wow, they're so imposing. Okay, actually, I want to hear that one. The last one, because it might be different. Get these, like, they're digital noise clicks. And it's only on one channel, it's only on the right side. Very interesting. Very interesting. He's like, what are you doing? Well, and then this is the same thing that he said to Koichi. You're a good person. Hesitated, and then he reveals the reason, which was the arm. And not just the arm, but the fact that he's a drug user. And so, and we're assuming heroin. So, yeah, you would have been rolling around in pieces. But Bruno's a good guy. There are people who would sell drugs and they are unforgivable, and that's what you believe. He calls him. And this is also really interesting because we got all this setup of him as a child being someone who is constantly trying to figure out what other people are thinking and what mood they're in. So he's got that Joestar insight, if you will. You know, the your next line will be type insight, but it's on a sort of a deeper level, and he's able to infer character motivations. And he infers Bruno's character motivations from his slight hesitation because of the arm. That he's not happy about the drugs being sold, but the drugs are being sold by his boss, so he can't do anything about it. And then just utter badassery. Like, yeah, it's got everything to do with you because you're gonna join me. And I'm gonna become a gangstar. I'm gonna defeat your boss, take over the city. Look at that. We just got ourselves an arc. We just got ourselves a plot, and that overlay is awesome. It's so cool. It's so cool. Look at it. Also, his iris not being a perfect circle, but having the little bubbly dumbles. Not his iris, his pupil. Having little blumply dumps in it is pretty cool. And the black lines on his iris are again those spikes, but they're even more detailed and interesting for this shot. So cool. I have to become a gangster myself. You're gonna join. And then he's just like ignoring him, like, what a great view. Ah, JoJo style. I'll have to join the organization that rules it and work my way up. Reaffirms that he's going to become a gangstar. And you're gonna be my right-hand man. Boom! And then we get a jazzy R&B ED. Woo! We got so much stuff in this episode. It's just amazing. The backstory on Gio was excellent. It sets him up. It's got these great parallels to Dio's start with his abusive father and everything. It's got great parallels. But the mafia, the mob, is what brings him around and makes him trust people and care about his town. And it also instills in him this hatred of drug-dealing gangsters and this picture of what the gangs should be that he's going to turn into reality. Now, we don't know what happened to the leader, the guy who helped him, who he saved. We don't know what happened to him. Perhaps he just passed on, got too old, or I'm thinking he was supplanted by someone way vicious. Like, if that one guy in the intro is our antagonist, then I feel like he took over, and it wasn't pretty. And that's going to bring it home for Giorno to like, I gotta take this guy out, and it's gonna make it personal, you know, more than just that you're selling drugs and stuff. It's gonna make it personal. That would be interesting. Last episode, I sort of speculated about Bruno joining up and how there's a tradition of the first or one of the first major seemingly villainous people that you meet who attacks the JoJo ends up being their closest ally. You know, I mean, Abdul Polnareff, they and Kakyoin, all Speedwagon for sure, um, and Caesar, yeah, but and now Bruno. So the trend continues. It seems pretty obvious that Bruno is going to join up, and it's going to be pretty cool. So he will have the power of Sticky Fingers on his side. That's pretty awesome. Bruno's stand is really strong. Really strong. Giorno's stand is interesting. It gives him the power to give life to anything that it punches. So previously, when it turned the suitcase into a frog, it had punched it, and that had turned the suitcase into a frog. So it's not really matter manipulation or anything like that. It's just that they can turn into any living thing. Any physical object can turn into any living thing. But he didn't know what would happen when a human was hit, and it makes them go crazy, which is very, very useful. And it also changes their perception of time, which is very interesting. And Bruno speculates that if he were to muda during that, death from pain and shock. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty terrifying, but pretty darn cool. I still want to see what happens if he punches himself. No effect? Some effect? What would happen? It might be useful in some specific circumstance down the road. I can't wait to see Giorno try to get into the Mafia and see how that goes down, because the rest of the mob doesn't like him very much because he took out Luca. So, how's it gonna happen? Will he end up face to face with the big boss next episode? I hope so. I hope so. Because villains are always something about JoJo's, you know? Always something. Always the best part, in my opinion. But yeah, excellent episode. I really liked this. I thought it was awesome. It's JoJo's, like, no shit. What am I saying? I'm gonna wrap it up. JoJo's. Woo. So anyway, I've been TeeHee. This has been JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Vento Aureo, Episode 2. It was awesome. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I loved it. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.